What does lifting heavy really mean? We're going to talk about that today in this video, and this is a sneak peek of a PR that I did the other day, and it's not a PR from my competition years, but it's a PR for where I am today at 58 years old. If the words lift heavy feel intimidating, guess what? You're not alone. Today I'm going to break down what lifting heavy actually means and help you figure out what your heavy is. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Clifta and I'm a retired IFBB pro bodybuilder. I got my pro card back in 1996 as a lightweight at the USA Championships, and I've been a trainer for 40 years now. Throughout those years, I've come to learn that lifting heavy can be intimidating, especially to women. So what does that really mean? If it's done the right way, lifting heavy doesn't have to be scary. The main thing is to start where you are, especially if you're just starting your journey. You can't just go in the gym and start lifting heavy weights. You're going to hurt yourself if you do that. So in order to do it in a safe way, you have to start where you are. When I first started doing deadlifts, this weight was heavy for me. I started with just the bar, and then I worked up slowly over time. I've been consistent now for about 6 months, and this was a heavier weight for me in the beginning. Now it's my warm-up weight, and that just happened with consistency, just being consistent over time and gradually trying to do a little bit more each time. In this video, I'm actually going to have a PR with my deadlift, the most I've lifted in a very long time. And your heavy weight, you can't compare it to what you used to do, because used to, when I was younger, I could lift a lot more. And just because I can't lift that much now doesn't mean that I'm not training heavy. I'm training heavy for who I am today. And this weight, this is 75 pounds. I couldn't even imagine doing this weight 6 months ago. My back wouldn't have been strong enough for it. My core wouldn't have been strong enough for it. So you have to go slow. If you go slow and you listen to your body, you'll stay safe. To me, a heavy weight is a weight that is hard to get maybe to 5 reps, 6, 7, or 8 reps. To me, that's the heavy range. And I like to use lighter weights to build up to that. The lighter weights, I always do more reps. So for that 45 pounds, I did 25 reps. To me, that gets me warmed up. It gets the blood in the muscles that I'm working. It gets me ready to add more weight and then do what I can with that weight, slowly building up to a heavy weight. So this next weight is 75 pounds, and the heavier you go, so whenever you add weight, your reps are going to naturally decrease if you pushed that previous set as far as you can go. And it's not to total failure. Like that first set wasn't a failure. I could have done more, but I was starting to get a little bit of a pump and a burn, and it was basically to get my body warmed up and to get the blood in the muscles that I'm working. Because when I'm warmed up, then I can go heavy, safer, and easier. So now this is my second set, and that was real time. That was my rest time. I didn't time how long that was. But when you are trying to go heavier, you need to rest longer in between sets. And this is 75 pounds, and about 3 or 4 months ago, this was my heavy weight. It was hard to get to 8 reps with this, gradually working up to 12 to 15. On this day, I did 20 reps with this weight. So this was my second set, and I do go up 2 more times from here. So your heavy weight will change over time. So 3 or 4 months ago, to get 8 reps with this, it was a heavy weight for me back then. But today, I got 20 reps with this. And my heavy weight on this day was 115 pounds. 3 or 4 months ago, it was this weight at 75 pounds. So your heavy weight will change over time. And if you build up to those heavy weights slowly, you're going to stay safe, and it's not a scary thing. It starts to become a really fun thing. you start to really get into the challenge of trying to do a little bit more than you did last time. You start to get used to the discomfort, because when you are challenging yourself, there is discomfort involved. And if you want to get stronger and change your body, discomfort has to be your friend. You can't stay in your comfort zone and expect to get changes. You have to have some discomfort there. It has to be a little bit hard. You don't want to push too much and hurt yourself, and that's where listening to your body comes into play. You always want to listen to your body because it will tell you if you should do more or if you need to back off a little bit. But over time, you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and your heavy weight that was once heavy starts to become easy and becomes more of a warm-up set or a medium set. Like here, that last set is now considered a more medium, lightweight to medium set because I got 20 reps with it. Now I'm adding another 10 on each side. So that brings us up to 95 pounds now. And I got 12 reps with this weight. This is making me work a little bit harder. The 12 reps was hard to get to. So this was a good working set. I used the first 2 sets just to get the blood flowing, get into the movement pattern of the deadlift, to get warmed up. And this set was actually a good working set. Now, the next set, the 4th set, will be my PR, which is 115. And my heavy is going to be different than your heavy, and your heavy is going to be different than somebody else's heavy. So you can't compare yourself to other people and what your heavy is compared to theirs. You know, I watch some girls and their heavy is way heavier than mine, and I can't compare myself to that. I have to do my weight and lift from where I am and do my heavy. And today, this is my heavy, and it's the heaviest I've gone in a really long time. One of the girls that I watched does 330-pound deadlifts. I think she did 4 reps. And just because I can't do that much doesn't mean that I'm not lifting heavy. This is my heavy for this day. This is 115. It's not 330. I did 5 reps, and it was hard for me to get to those 5 reps with 115. So this is my heavy. Whew, that was really hard. 5 reps at 115. And I'm very proud of that. I've worked up to this. It's taken me 6 months to get to this point. And that's really what it's all about, is just being consistent. And over time, with that consistency, you're going to get stronger. You just have to be consistent and just each time try to do a little bit more. There will be some days that you might not be able to push more than you did before, and that's okay. You just do what you can do for that day. But for the majority of the time, if you're trying to do a little bit more than you did last time, whether it's more reps with a certain weight or you go just a little bit heavier than you did before, over time you're going to get stronger. Your body's going to change, and what was once your heavyweight will become your lightweight. So if you're working hard to get anywhere between 5 and 8 reps, to me that's heavy. You're lifting heavy. If it was a challenge to get to those 5 reps, that's a heavy weight for you. And you could go as low as 4 reps. So between 4 and 8 reps is what I would consider the heavy range. And for that heavy range, it should be challenging. It shouldn't be easy. You're not just stopping at 5 reps and you could have done 10. If you do that and you stop too soon, it's not really a heavy weight. Because if you stop and you can do more, then that's more of a moderate weight. So a heavy weight is where you're pushing it. Like I maybe could have got 1 more, maybe 2 more, but I had to listen to my body too, because it was really hard on my body, and I could have maybe injured my back if I would have pushed 1 or 2 more. So those 5 reps that I did were really challenging and were hard. So you also have to listen to your body and stop when you feel like you need to stop. But if you're pushing and you're you're working, that's a heavy weight. So it's not the rep ranges that determines if you're going heavy or not. It's the effort that you're putting forth when you're doing your set. And those 5 to 8 reps should be a challenge. You should be working hard. That's what's considered heavy. So have you been lifting heavy? Comment below what exercises you do that are heavy. So I don't know if you noticed, but the last 2 sets I have a step underneath me. This is the 3rd set of the deadlifts with the step underneath me. And all 3 sets were 12 reps. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm short and I bottom out sooner than somebody that is taller. So after I worked up to my heaviest set, I dropped the weight back down to 75 pounds and put the step underneath me so I can get some more depth on my deadlift, just to get a little bit more out of it. And I just did them nice and slow and controlled, really thinking about using my glutes, my back. And my back was pretty sore from this workout. I was kind of surprised. When you're doing your deadlifts too, I want to talk about form just a little bit. When you're doing your deadlifts, when you're getting ready to pull the weight up, you're bracing, you're tightening your lats, your upper body, your core, your back. Everything braces and tightens just to keep your lower back protected and to stay safe throughout the movement. When you go to lift, everything braces and tightens, and you're using your glutes and your legs and your whole upper body. You want to stay tight when you lift that weight off the floor. I just turned 58 in October, and a long-term goal is to see what I look like when I'm 60. If I'm consistent for 2 years, what is my body going to look like when I'm 60? After the deadlifts, I did a superset of burpees and toe taps. And the first set of burpees I did without a push-up just to get warmed up. And the second and third set, I added the push-ups to the burpees. And I was surprised because when I first started working out 6 months ago, I could hardly do a push-up. Push-ups were really hard. And I was able to do all 10 burpees with the push-up in it, and it didn't feel that hard. I was really surprised because I haven't been doing push-ups. I've just been training my chest. And that just shows that my whole body is getting stronger. My chest is stronger just from training it. And it's amazing what 6 months of consistency can do and how it changes your body and makes you stronger. It's very exciting. And the hardest part is just starting and being consistent in the beginning, because you're not seeing changes in your body. You're not feeling your strength come back right at first. And you just have to say, I'm going to be there however many times per week you choose to be there, and just stick to that and try to focus on other things in the beginning, because your body's not going to change right away. You're not going to be strong right away. But if you stick to it, those things are going to happen. And the things that I focused on in the beginning were just the way it made me feel. I felt accomplished after I did my first few workouts. They were hard, but I felt good that I did it and that I committed to it. And I stayed focused on that energy, just feeling accomplished that I did it. And also, another thing that helped are these new shoes. I think these were my first pair of Converse. And these are double stacks, and I love the double stacks. And I bought some new shoes. I bought some new tights because I just felt like I was in a new phase of my life after losing so many people in my life and animals this past 2 years. I felt like I was catapulted into a new reality almost. And it helped me to let go of the past and to move forward. And so the little things that helped me in the beginning were just getting new shoes and new tights. And I probably have about 40 pairs of new shoes that I bought over the last 6 months or so. And I bought new tights, and I just have a new outlook, a new look, a new attitude. And those things helped me in the beginning, and then my changes and the way I was feeling and my strength is what has made me want to continue, because it feels really good to be strong again. And it's really fun to see my body change again, because I didn't think it would come back. I was to the point to where you couldn't tell my shoulder from my arm. I didn't have that definition anymore. I had loose skin. I had a lot of body fat. And when I looked down and saw my arm, it didn't even look like my arm. It didn't look like the arm that I had known once before. So now, when I look down, I can see the definition in my arm again. My body fat's going down. My body is changing and getting leaner, and it's really fun to see. And if you're just starting your journey too, just know that you can do it. All you have to do is be consistent, and your body will change. It's never too late. And this was my post-workout meal after that workout. It's 4 ounces of ground beef and 2 tablespoons of cream of rice. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. All of that helps to support my channel and will help my channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.